What's up, Internet? We are here once again with 401 Real Game by CoolBoy on the Famicom, being played on the Retron 3 through a Famicom NES converter because this thing can't handle Famicom games, because that's solid design choice. Anyway, today we are looking at Donkey Kong 3, the Kong that no one wanted. Because this is definitely very Donkey Kong, right? It's now a shooter, where you play as Stanley the Bugman. And getting murdered. Also, I just wasted the power up there. I feel like I need to just restart based on that, but I don't want to. Now, the neat thing is, this power-up will actually last you pretty much through the entire first round of this game, which is kind of awesome if you time it right. But this game's only 3 levels long. It's confusing more than anything. And I just don't know what this is. But you play as, I think, Mario's cousin, Stanley the Bugman, who does that to poor Donkey Kong. And congratulations, you just beat Donkey Kong 3. Yeah, but we got a perfect score, so hooray. Now do it again. Yeah, that's this game for you. Goodbye. If I didn't have a turbo controller, this would be going a lot slower and we would have lost the power up by now, I'm sure. Oh, red. And now I've got bugs that have shields and blow up in bullet hell patterns because Don Maku. But we saved our flower all the same. Yeah, this game is not really good. I mean, I'm not the biggest fan of the other NES Donkey Kong games, but this one is just kind of out of place and weird. Also, keep an eye on those worm sprites. I think we're going to see them again before the night's done. Go away, you stupid angry worms. Ah. Donkey Kong, why would you harass a greenhouse? I'm sure the greenhouse employees did nothing wrong. Certainly nothing to deserve your wrath. Whoa! You think you're all clever, Mr. Donkey Kong? Well, I can tell you you're not. You just got a beehive hairdo. Look how silly you look. Very silly. And now we're back to level 1, I guess. Hooray! I think we've seen quite a fair amount of this game already. It's weird, and it's just not Donkey Kong. It's weird that this is a Donkey Kong game, and we're already repeating levels. That's how pretty much complete this game is at this point. Ah. Alas, we were allergic to our bee stings. It was fatal. No one ever heard of Stanley the Bugman again. He was eulogized in a sticker in Smash Brothers. That last part is actually true. Alright, so next we have Mappy, which is an okay game. It's basically if you made Tom and Jerry an arcade game. Basically, you play as a mouse who jumps on trampolines trying to knock cats out using sound waves. Because Sonic Boom! This isn't a bad game, but I will say that there are a couple of sequels to Mappy, and one of them is a lot better than this. I believe that one is Mappy Land. Also, you can see the trampolines we're jumping on changing color. Yeah, that means that they're getting weaker, and eventually they will break. Which kind of makes it a bit of a strategy how you approach the world. I don't think the actual cats can break them, but I know you can. Uh-oh. Run, Mappy, run! before the cats catch you. Oh, that was close. That cat just clobbered himself with the door. That was hilarious. Actually, this game kind of reminds me of, and it will look nothing like it, but it kind of reminds me a little bit of Crazy Castle, Bugs Bunny's Crazy Castle. Although it wasn't a Bugs Bunny game in like half the regions it was in, which is a fascinating tale. I should eventually do the Crazy Castle games. I only have one of them though. It's sort of a strategy game as to how you sort of approach every level. And a lot of how you play the game is based around understanding and abusing the moments of invulnerability you have. Like, just in transit. And a lot of the game is actually, like, walking right next to your opponents in small bits and kind of relying on the fact that the game just doesn't understand that two characters can exist in the same place. And abusing that fact to hell and back. Uh-oh. Run, Mappy, run! You're the silliest police outfit-wearing mouse of all time, but we need you to save the day all the same. Uh-oh. Mappy! Oh, alas, poor Mappy. His death animation is cute, though. That'll buy us an opportunity. But yeah, there's one of these games that's like an actual, like, full-on 2D adventure platformer. It's awesome. I played it once and thought, you know, I'm not a big Mappy fan, but I really liked that game. Can't think of what it was called, which speaks more about my memory than anything, but still. What are you doing, you silly cat? That's a pretty adorable little platform arcade thing. And then style points. Plus we get a bonus round. Sting balloons before this. Now you'll actually bounce about as high as you can until you put in like a side input. The problem is it's a little bit precise. It's not too bad, but it's a little bit precise. Ah, we almost got all the balloons too. Oh, we didn't get the big angry cat one, which is worth 10 times as much. Alas. Oh, we have to pause the... I think I've got a multi-cart that has the other Mappy games. We'll have to look at some point. But Mappy's kind of a staple of multi-carts. Because I don't think it's a very big game. That's okay, because it's a fun one. Run, you silly police mouse. You saved the house from the evil, not police cats, I guess? Sure, why not? We're gonna get murdered by a cat. Oh god. They actually move faster than you, too. Like, it's very slight, but they do move faster than you, and that's a problem. I quite like how finesse this game is, really. Come on, Mappy. You got this. Aw, yeah. This is a lot better than Donkey Kong 3. That door saved Mappy's life. Uh-oh. I don't understand what just happened. But a thing happened, and it sounded like I got bonus points, so hooray! Nice work, Mappy. Oh, we got one more bonus round. We'll do this and then... Whoops. I think we've already screwed this up. Aw, so close. Alas, not the full bonus for Mappy, not today. That was a lot of fun, though. Alright, next we have Popeye, which is in fact Popeye. Which I believe is in fact a game where you collect olive oil's hearts and fight, what's his name, Brutus? Whatever. I'm not a big Popeye fan, I don't know really jack about it. Ah. No, you can't just punch him. I know Popeye had a ridiculously good Game Boy game and a ridiculously good import-only Super Famicom game. But I've been told this game is not good. But we did get some spinach, so let's go kick his ass. Uh-oh. Ah! Popeye, why have you forsaken me? I appreciate how you value spinach. Haha. I'll take that. I think your opponent just sort of walks around at random. But you gotta fill that little house with the hearts. Because a household made of love or something prevails over all? I don't know. Maybe it's stronger than the power of spinach. I don't know what sort of lessons Popeye the video game was trying to teach me. Kind of feels a little bit like Donkey Kong. Like, I know it doesn't look like it in any real meaningful way, but it kind of reminds me of it for some reason. I could see that game being reskinned with Donkey Kong called the Donkey Kong game. I don't feel the need to play that again, honestly. That was not the most enjoyable game. Not bad, but not great. Alright, next we have Orchard Cavas. This is a pirate game, which is based on Presents to Start Welcome, Level 1. I believe this is based on, what was it, Buzz Bombers, the Intellivision game. And look, it's those same worms from Donkey Kong 3, except now you can shoot them. And I actually kind of like the song to this game. It's a very short song, and it's not well recorded. Like, it sounds kind of staticky and stuff. I like the song to Orchard Cavas a little bit. But it's a pretty simple game. I've played a lot worse pirate games, though. Now, I've been told that some versions of Orchard Cavas actually, like, you can't complete. Like, they actually broke it in, like, a way that it just, like, crashes if you get past a certain point. But apparently there is an ending to this, as I understand. At least back what I heard years ago when I first got this cartridge. But, again, it's a simple shooter, not that I like that the song continues between levels. Like, it doesn't stop and restart. It's like, nah, we already started this song. Let's just keep going. It's such a good song. We know you know the words to it already. We just know you'll jump back in. It's a very simple Space Invaders style game, where you have to save your orchard from a kavas, whatever that means. Although I don't care much for how they sort of just teleport down the tree. That feels like not good. But it's not really a very difficult or complex game. It just sort of loops itself a little bit. Enemies are a little faster now, but that's really about the difference. Those beetles sometimes show up, they act as shields. I think that's really about all the differences. That said, you know, it was fun on the Intellivision, it's fun on the NES. And like I said, you know, for a pirate game, the music's actually not bad. It's just one song that's only about 10 seconds long. But again, under the constraints of a 10-second long looping song, it's not bad. I don't think, anyway. What? And sometimes enemies just sort of teleport like in Asteroids because reasons. It's a feature, not a bug. Although those are in fact bugs that have features. Alright, next is Galaxian, which is in fact Galaxian. Now, I've played a version of this on one of my multi-carts where they actually kind of hacked it so that you get multiple shots and you could just rapid fire. That game was so much easier than this. But this is basically a little bit of an evolution of the Space Invaders formula. Except now they don't descend on you, they individually descend on you and attack, where you have to avoid them, which is cool. And, you know, I'm not gonna lie, I like the sequel to this, Galaga, a lot better, because Galaga's awesome. Also, I'm just realizing this now, but, the top ship there, I recognize that from a game I reviewed literally a year ago, which was, Pac-Man World, which is a great game, and I really gotta find the sequels to it. But I thought it was like a snow cone, or like a bowl of spaghetti or something. That's a spaceship. That looks like a snow cone or a bowl of spaghetti. But still, spaghetti spaceships are awesome. It would be nice to get a double ship, which is not in Galaxian, of course, which is part of the reason why I don't really care for this as much. Well, that and the strategy required to get a double spaceship. But I kind of like how it's dueling an enemy over and over until you kill them while trying to take out the horde as well. There's a bit of strategy. And then it's basically more the same. It's not as good as Galaga, and I honestly don't think it's all that special a game because of it, but it is an important step away from Space Invaders that kind of changed up the formula enough to be an important step to, you know, better shmups that are kind of similar, and would later, again, re-inspire Space Invaders. Because, of course, Space Invaders evolved over time, and they kind of ended up evolving and changing based on the games that evolved off it, which was, of course, kind of an interesting way of how games are developed. You know, you take inspiration from something, and then the thing that inspired you takes inspiration from you to change itself up. You see it a lot, and I think that's fascinating. Anyway, we have done this page of it, so let's take a look at the games. Donkey Kong Country 3. Donkey Kong Country 3. I wish I was playing Donkey Kong Country 3. That's a great game, as much as people love to dump on it. Donkey Kong 3, not really worth it. Mappy's actually pretty great for such a small game. I don't really care for Popeye, though. Orchard Kavas is one of the better pirate games out there. Not great, mind you, but it's a simple enough, nice little shooter. And if you like those, you'll probably like that. And so is Galaxian. But let's just be honest, we have Galaga. Why are we going to play Galaxian? Over these past 5 games, would I recommend this cart? Not really. I think the only real breadwinner is Mappy and maybe Orchard Cavas. But, again, Mappy's okay. There's better sequels to it. But, I've got a great announcement. We just passed 200, which, if you know your math, is half of 400. So we've actually finished half this multi-cart. It's only been about, what, a year? or so. It's almost been a year. Certainly. Which is exciting. And we're halfway done. Hooray! Anyway, I hope you enjoyed. And if you did, follow the show. Or subscribe to the show. I'm just going to get my words out of the way. Subscribe to the show so you see more of this stuff. And you know when it comes up, which should be every Sunday, more or less. And next week we're going to take a look at Bird Week. Oh, dear Lord. But if you want to make my day, check out the show's PayPal or Patreon. Help support the show so that I can continue to check awesome multi-carts and, be able to afford them because they aren't the cheapest. Although for their contents, they certainly are for the most part. Unless you find those rotten sellers who think, 400 games means, charge $800 because that's only like $2 a game. I've run into a few of those. They're kind of insufferable. But anyway, yeah, help support the show. You get yourself on the supporters Discord where we can talk about awesome things like being halfway done this ginormous multi-cart, which is pretty damn awesome. Let's freaking celebrate. Anyway, I will see you next time. Peace out, Internet.